I need neither of these up. Ooh, DXY playing. To the 1 hour real quick. Okay. Got that. Go up in here. On live. Delete that. Delete that. Okay. Gonna be going live shortly. Give me 1 more minute. Gonna be going live very, very soon. And you know what's up. You know what it do. I'm joking. Gonna wait a couple more minutes, then we'll go ahead and get started. Oh, forgot one more place. Forgot one more place. Okay. All right, I think it's a good time to start. 6:05, yes. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. You know why I'm here. Grand Rising, as a matter of fact. Thank you for checking out another one of my intraday analysis. It's your boy ABK. And let's go ahead and start this. Let's go ahead and start the party, you know? So, look, first of all, going over the DXY 1 hour time frame, price is still at this demand zone that I drawn out yesterday, and I like the way how the candle closed yesterday for bearish possibilities on the DXY, and I still did want price to come down to 90.510, but as of right now, this daily candle is definitely not showing that that's what's going to do it. It looks like it's probably going to make higher highs this morning, but all I could really say right now is that I have to wait and watch. Like, if it comes back to these highs and then breaks this high, then yeah, I'll expect price to continue going to the upside. But as of right now, I'm still being cautious with the DXY. Like I said, yesterday's daily candle close, it was very interesting that it closed this way. It closed with a huge wick to the upside and a small candlestick to the downside. And so that's telling me that there's less buying pressure right now in the DXY, but I could still be wrong with that on that end, you know. So right now, as of honestly speaking, I just really have to wait for any type of setups to go on or anything like that. You know, I don't want to try to like say, oh, like for instance, this is the opposite of Euro USD. I don't want to say, oh, let's get into a buy on Euro USD right here, because now it's just back to where market opened. You know, going on to arbitrage, and I'm pretty sure that this is no longer. Let me see. Let me go back over here. Damn, it did. Okay, whatever. I'll just go back and fix it. So arbitrage, 1 hour time frame, it had just called for the buy, but I'm not looking for the 1 hour. The way how it looks in itself is just really like, it's not ideal for me to try to trade on that. 4 hour time frame, price did break through this upper danger zone right here. So like I said, if price just breaks these previous highs, I'm pretty sure it's going to come and meet these equal highs at 92.508. Daily time frame, very much bullish still. With the weekly time frame, still hasn't called for that buy, and I'm still waiting for this overall, because if once this calls for a buy and then retest, I'm definitely looking for the DXY to go up for a very long time, up to at least 98.248. So just waiting on the DXY to really see what it's about to do, man, because like I said, me seeing that it's up here at these equal highs. Hold on, I gotta do all this. There we go. It being at these highs and it being at this supply zone that I drew out over here, it's making me really think, okay, is this really gonna start like going bullish? Like, it did do this break and retest on this support on the daily, like I had mentioned, but still, like, that daily candle yesterday is just making me like really think about if DXY is really gonna start tanking or if it's gonna fly. And you can't really read the volume on this, so just gonna wait and see what happens, you know? Just gonna be patient. Let me go into a 30-minute time frame, see if I could find anything. Yeah, and I don't really see anything really. Nothing that's appealing to me. So just gonna wait and see. Just gonna be patient on the DXY. Alright, Euro USD. Stop loss got hit at break even. We were able to net 55 pips off of this. That's totally fine. Stop loss got hit. I'm gonna go ahead and move this down here. 65 pips, sorry. We were able to net 65 pips. Gonna go ahead and hide this. And then, so same thing with the Euro USD, guys. It's back at these lows that it made. I could still possibly see that it's gonna buy. But with the way how it just turned around just like that, if it would have made like the retracement to the 78.6 or the 71% or anything like that, that would have been much better. But me seeing it come all the way down, back down to these lows, basically, like let's just say that from right here. You know, if I drop this fib from this low to this high, if price would have chilled like right here, I would have been like, okay, sure, let's try to see if we can get into that. But the fact that it's really like came down lower than that, I'm really gonna just be watching Euro USD this morning. I'm not gonna try to get into anything, although it still matches up with my analysis with my buy that I want. And if you guys want, you can still get into this buy like longer term, 4 hour time frame. You can, but it's just like I said with it's the same thing like I said with the DXY. Like, me seeing this huge bullish candle like this, I thought that price was gonna start like pushing to the upside for real. But like I said, stop this out. I'm gonna be patient with the DXY, because with this bearish candle, what happens if it just keeps dropping some more? Then it's gonna most likely take me out of any type of buy that I would want to get into. But that doesn't mean that I'm still not looking for buys, because I still am until this structure gets broken right here. Once the structure gets broken, then I could be like, okay, never mind. So, I mean, not the structure, the demand zone. Once this demand zone gets broken right here, then I can start being like, oh, okay, I'm looking for buys right now, or sell. Sorry, but as of right now, I can't say that that's the case, you know, because just playing off of this daily fib from this low to this high, we could still see. We can see that price is like still at the 61.8% right here. Didn't really hit the 70%, I mean 71% totally, but it did hit 70 or something like that. So it could still go to the upside. I still think that this could push to the upside, but again, gonna be patient with it right now because I was already in the buy and the buy took me off at break even. It's totally fine. Gonna just be patient. If you want to, you can get in. I'm not. Oops, hold on. Actually, before there we go. Like I said, you can still get in if you want to. The possibility is still there, but as of right now, I'm not. I don't care for how the DXY was just pumping while I was sleeping. I'm not really a fan of that, but the possibility is still there. So again, if you want, you could take this trade. I might even take it, but it's just the way how arbitrage probably looks right now as well is not ideal for me to take it. But yeah, like 57, 55 pip stop loss, same thing as yesterday. Take it to the upside, man, and enjoy yourself. But again, it's been consolidating. Lower time frames been really consolidating, and I could just see price pushing to the upside very shortly. So let's go on to arbitrage. 1 hour time frame starting to call for a sell. I don't really like that. 4 hour time frame. I would love if this candle can close like really on this lower danger zone right here. If it could stay at this area, then I would probably look for another buy opportunity. But that would be really risky. It'd be kind of like this, where price rejected here, then pushed to the upside. But it's been calling for a sell and hasn't really told us to exit any type of way. Daily time frame, same thing. It's been calling for a sell. Nothing's really telling us to get into a buy. Or the end of weekly time frame, from the way how it looks, my long-term sell, that's what's looking like it's planning to happen. So again, I gotta really be patient with Euro USD right now. I can't necessarily say that I want to get into a sell. Into the buy, even though it's at my area where I'd be looking for a buy. I'm not gonna get in because it's just the way how, like I said, the way how it made this bullish move, then came crashing down. One bullish, came back down. It could very well hold here. But as of right now, I don't want to take that risk, to be quite honest with you. I've already made 60 something pips off of this. Price came back down. I'll wait, So Euro USD, gonna be watching it. AD USD, and you see this is kind of the same thing with AU, right? Price made this bullish move, came back down. 78.6 pushed up. If I were to have gotten into this entry right here, I would have put my stop loss at break even by that time. But now the price is still it looks like it's still dropping. It looks like it can still fall down. But it's the same thing with Euro USD. Until it breaks this demand zone at 0.76505, I'm still bullish on AUD USD. But going on to the lower time frames, it really just looks like to me that price might want to make that push to the downside. I can see the possibility. I can still see the possibility of this buying. It's more of a longer term type of trade though. But again, it's just depending on what that DXY is really going to do at the end of the day. What line is this? Oh, that was the head and shoulders that I drew, huh? Yeah, and hey, maybe even that head and shoulders, maybe that's what's going to be playing out overall. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, brush, brush, brush. Maybe that head and shoulders that I mentioned the other day, that's what's probably going to be playing out. Because, again, see this, it looks like definitely head and shoulders. It could be playing out. And if it does, then this trade right here, you could put it in, you could check it up as a loss. But for that break retest, continuation to the downside, that's what I'll be looking at for sells if it happens. But until that happens, right now, guys, I'm still pretty bullish on this. Like I mentioned, I'm still pretty bullish on AUD USD until it breaks that structure, until it breaks the structure and plays out the head and shoulder, you know? So until then, I'm still gonna be waiting. I do like this entry, personally speaking. If you still want to get in for this type of trade, you can. So I'll do it like this. 78.6. I'm not taking it to any higher highs. I'll just take it to the equal highs at least. And then have your stop loss, you know, just slightly lower than here. Same thing. 111 pips for 346. That is definitely not a day trade or an intraday trade, but that is an opportunity that you can take, right? And again, I don't like the way how the candlesticks are looking. Like, I don't like how it made this bullish push and then it made a lower low. What I would probably look for, if it's a safer way for me to get into a buy, would be for price to grab this liquidity that's down here, this possible liquidity that's sitting down here, make that spike down, push up, retest, and then get back in. That would be a safer way, and that could be something that I do definitely see happening. Same thing with Euro USD, basically, like a push down, then a push to the upside, retest, then continue to the upside. That's what I'm really kind of looking for on AUD USD. But again, if you would like, you could definitely take this trade. It is a 111 pip stop loss, so you do want to be careful with that. Going over to arbitrage, 15-minute time frame is starting to set up for a buy, so that could be something that arbitrage users you do want to be watching for this morning. This does look like it could be setting up for a buy. 30-minute time frame, nothing really here for me to see. 1 hour time frame, same thing. Looks like it's overextended. It might be stopping down here, but who knows? 4 hour time frame came down to the second deviation. Break retest material right here. My goodness, I talked about it. And daily time frame, yeah, this is what I was afraid of for AUD USD. So I wouldn't even try to get into the buy right now. Like I said, like if you absolutely need to get into a trade, which if you need to get into a trade, then I don't suggest that you trade at all, to be quite honest. Then I would say wait for AUD USD to show some bullish move or some bullish type of, like, just wait for it to show that it's respecting some type of structures or something, you know? Like, yeah, it could definitely hold right here, like out of all of this, but like I said, I'd rather price come down and grab this possible liquidity that's down here and then push it upside. So no, don't even get into this trade. And if you are in AUD USD, I suggest that you get out for now, because this head and shoulders could definitely be playing out. So I'm gonna be waiting. Same thing. Don't want to rush it. Wait. All right, let's go back to you, Chef. I don't know why this got taken off of my watch list, and I noticed that the other day, so it's kind of funny. But USD Chef, I've still been waiting for this buy move. I don't know how many guys remember me talking about it. Price had made this very huge bullish push to the upside. I want that retest where all this trading didn't happen, where you have all this trading. I want price to come down here and then continue to the upside right after, you know? And so going over to the lower time frames. So price yesterday made this bearish push to the downside, and now it looks like it's retesting these this, I would want to say, this needs to be a demand zone. I mean a supply zone, but I need to make it a little better. Yeah, that's much better. This supply zone right here, right? And you see that I had marked it off as liquidity being grabbed, and that's what price did, and it's just been consolidating. It's just been really choppy right up in here, right? Realistically speaking, it's been choppy right here. Sorry. So realistically speaking, what you would really want to do is either you could try to sell it from where it's at right now. It's hella risky. I wouldn't do it. Is you'd really want to wait for a breakout of one of these two areas, like either price breaks out to the upside, retest, continuation, or you would want price to break out to the downside, retest, continuation type of thing, you know? But Personally for UChef, if the DXY is going to go bullish, then I expect that UChef will go bullish as well, right? That's how I usually play things out, because that's the reason why I go over the DXY first before I go over anything else. And I'll do my compare tool right here real quick. Sorry, I don't know why I'm taking so long to delete these. Okay, let's go over to my compare tool real quick. DXY. Put that up as candles. So you see, as price goes up, you see the correlation. You see the correlation between the two pairs. See price drop with DXY. When the DXY pushes up, then this pushed up. When it was dropping, when the DXY was dropping harder, then this was pushing down a little bit. But then you see, like it, you can see the correlation between the two pairs. It's been consolidating. So has been UChef. And if you look at the candles, they look very similar. You see bullish candles right here. You see bullish candles right here. So that's why I'm like, the DXY. It's what I use to navigate and what I use to be able to compare what I'm doing with the other DXY pairs. So I'm really gonna wait for a price to break out of this structure on the higher time frame. Now, if you're looking for a trade on the lower time frame, you could still possibly, honestly speaking, I don't like it because I do want to sell this, but it looks like it's gonna go bullish right now, so I would just rather leave it alone, personally speaking. From that high to this low, you could do this retracement. It's at the 78.6 fib right here. It's just really choppy though. I wouldn't want to trade in this condition right now. You could definitely get into this as a sell box. Let me actually make this. Let me just put this as regular. So you could definitely see, possibly see a sell opportunity here in UChef. But again, it's all depending on what that DXY is going to do. If that DXY continues going to the upside, then this is going to be invalidated for sure. So what I would do personally, I would get into this, and I'd probably set a stop loss like 30 pips, just 30 pip it. Why not? If you want to get into a buy, short-term buy, intraday sell right here, boom. Risking 30 pips, get 72 pips. You get it's a 1 to 2.34 risk reward ratio. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, and it is at this supply zone right now. So if it does respect this, then absolutely take that trade. But again, you want to be watching that DXY. If that DXY starts to still be bullish, if it starts to give two bullish candles on the 1 hour or the 30-minute time frame, you might want to get out of this sell. But overall, this could be a good possibility for a nice drop. Let's go over here. What was I even looking for here? I don't even know. Or hold on. Yeah, my charts aren't doing that, so it's weird. But anyways, 4 hour time frame. See how it's calling for the buy on the 4 hour. That's one thing that I'm watching for. Oh, I think it was on the weekly that I was watching for this. Yeah, this is what I was waiting for on the weekly. I knew it. 1 hour time frame. It's called for a buy. It's holding at this upper danger zone, so that's a good thing. Let me see what the 2 hour looks like. I don't like the 2 hour. Yeah, so again, guys, if you want, you can take this buy, but be very careful but be very careful. Arbitrage is calling for buys, multiple buys here. And for me personally, I don't want to buy up that high. I would just rather wait for price to break through these highs up here, and then I'll probably like set a buy stop or something like that. But I don't like the buy stop because I want this to drop, personally speaking. So be careful. Again, be watching the DXY, but I do like this sell opportunity. And if for those who want to take this even further, like, yeah, this is like for intraday, but if you want to take this even further, by all means, you could try and take it to the extension. I'm not sure if UChef is going to make that drop today, but you know, I still am expecting long-term wise for price to come down here. So yeah, you could either take it to 0.92233 or 0.91635, whatever one is your choice. It's going over to S&P 500. What it do, baby? All right. So S&P, it grows. I mean, it moved up. Oh yeah, grossed for those who are still in the trade. Grossed up 55 pips, took partial profits up here, and right now it is currently up 55 pips, 55 points, and it's currently up 28 points. Now, what I was watching for on S&P, which I think it might have already done, is obviously for the retracement. I'm looking for buys, looking for buy opportunities. Already hit that 61.8, but 3916 might be a good place for a potential second entry for a sell. Now, that is if S&P is going to for a sell, for a buy. That is if S&P is really going to buy, but it did hit the 61.8 fib already, so it can continue pushing to the upside as of right now. But this is what I'm really looking for. 3916 would be a very nice entry, and then I'll take a continuation to the upside. Like this is like, again, this buy box right here. Stop loss is that break even, so even with this 3916, I would probably put the same lot size that I have running for this buy that I'm in, with how much ever profits that I took, like the trade that I had left remaining. I'd probably just put the same lot size and then put the stop loss at break even. Because if I get stopped out, then I'm not gonna want to be in this trade. I'm gonna be like, all right, let's wait a little bit. But same thing as I said on the weekly analysis, guys. Until this structure right here gets broken, I'm not going to really search you for sales like that. I do see this very bearish daily candle, but this thing is just making higher highs. All right, it's just making higher highs. Let me get rid of this past setup right here. I already know that it was profitable. Right, but it's just making higher highs, and it looks like it's just retesting this structure right here. So until I really see some bearish structures getting broken, like if I see this get broke, I'd look for the retest of this structure, then continuation or something like that, But even if I'm doing it from this, like let's just say from that high, from this low to that high, price coming down to 3802 is still available, it's still possible, and then push to the upside. But that's like super longer term. I gotta wait and see what happens over here first. So again, S&P 3916.2, that might be a good second entry. Let me actually, wrong one. 3916.2 or 3916, whatever you want to do. This looks like a good opportunity for a good intraday sell. Buy if it does end up happening. Yeah, I'd put it right there. 20 point stop loss, 41 point take profit, and then you can even take it to the extension if you will. Make your risk reward even higher. So that makes it a 1 to 3.73 risk to reward if you put it up there. But 3957, that's the bare minimum. Not the bare minimum, but that's what I'll be looking for mostly on the S&P for a second entry. So let's see how this plays out. Actually, for me personally, I like this better. Back to the equal highs. All right, so that's for S&P. I like this second entry. This would be for today. If I can get price to push down, then push to the upside, that'd be solid. Go on over to arbitrage. 1 hour time frame it called for that buy. I really did like this retest, although it dropped a little lower. 4 hour time frame, like I mentioned though, guys, last night, you want to be careful. Not last night, but yesterday. You want to be careful because the 4 hour did call for a sell. The 4 hour did call for a sell. It did retest this RSI line and it rejected off of it pretty nicely. But now it's rejecting off of this mean line. So you want to be careful with that. The band is shrinking, so I'm not really going to overthink it. And even the Level Pro and the Arbitrage Z, they're over ground zero. So this is still, for me personally, in buyer's territory. And the daily time frame rejected off of this RSI line as well. I still think this can make higher highs. So until otherwise happens, until these bottom structures down here get broken, I'm going to be bullish on the S&P. Okay, so that's for S&P. Let's go on to NAS 100. All right, NAS 100, same thing. It really didn't come down here, did it? No, it's all good. So it never came down to where I wanted. Or hold on, let me see something. Breakout, retest, continuation. I mean, technically, probably from right here would have been the move, but still, I like it. I like putting the fib right here. Nasdaq, I just think it's gonna make higher highs as well. It's been it respected my zone right here that I was looking for long-term buys. It respected that. If you're still in that, then you have patience. I got out of that trade. 1 hour time frame. Yeah, price push down. What I could possibly see here on the Nasdaq, to be quite honest with you, is if it's going to respect this, because on the I can't deny that on the 4 hour and on the 1 hour that this looks very much bearish. Daily time frame though, not really. It just looks like it respected my zone right here, and it's just continuing to the upside. That's what it looks like to me personally. And if I was still in that trade from right here, I'd be at 1-to-1. Price would have almost taken me out the trade, but it didn't. So yeah, like right now, I can't deny that like 12,477 or 12,339 aren't possible. They very much are, because this is my sell area that I'd be looking for if I was looking for sells. But I'm not. I'm personally looking for buy opportunities right now. And the daily time frame, again, it just shows to me that, oh, it respected the 78.6, pushed to the upside. So I kind of have to wait for this, to be quite honest with you. Let me see if I still have this trade here. No, I don't. I cleared it off, and that's fine, because it's a trade that I'm no longer in. So waiting for this this structure right here to get touched, to be quite honest, before I start being like, okay, now maybe we could start looking for some long-term sells. But although I don't think it'd be smart to do so, since Nasdaq, again, it didn't even really break any bear structure right here, and it just continuing to the upside, you know. And the reason why I said it's a possibility for us to look for sales over here is because if you fib from the all-time high to this higher low that I made, higher low, that you can see that this right here where this lines up with is my 71%. And so if price gets up there, then I'd be like, okay, let's see that if you're really gonna start like dropping, or if you're gonna continue to the upside, which I think it is. You know, like I said, on the daily time frame, there's really no bear structure that I've seen that it's broken. Right here, literally came in. This looks like it just retested this previous all-time high that it had made back in September 2020, or this wick right here back in November 2020. So again, I'm not looking for any buys right now, guys. Once price gets to this structure, then I'll start to think about it. Until then, I am bullish on the Nasdaq. Let me go on to the lower time frames, 30-minute. Okay, so this was from last week, was 21 right here. I would have rather preferred for a lower, like a much more retest than this, but yeah, that's low-key sometimes asking for too much. But yeah, if I were to try to get into a buy on Nasdaq right now, I'd have to look for 12,834 first for me to get into that, and that's just me personally. Again, the sell opportunity is still very much here if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for this sell, by all means you could take it, but I personally am not looking for sells right now. It bounced off the 71% pretty nicely. It looks like it's retesting 71%. The sell opportunity is there, but it's a counter 10 trade. Therefore, I'm not going to take it, because I would have a better chance at going for a buy. Or you could also just, wait for sells, wait for the break of this trend line, which is already done. Price is still respecting it, so never mind. Let's go on over to arbitrage, 4-hour time frame. First thing that I see is that price is respecting this RSI line, respected for a couple hours, but now it's at the upper danger zone. So I gotta wait personally on that. Daily time frame. Basically this was played out nicely, man. But I'm not looking for buys. I'm not looking for sells on that either. 1 hour time frame. It just looks like it's gonna continue going bullish. So yeah, guys, like I'm definitely not bullish. I mean bearish on Nasdaq quite yet. You know, once it gets to a certain point, then maybe. But right now, 2 hour, no, I don't like how that looks. 4 hour time frame, I don't like how that looks either. Let me see what the level pro looks like once it loads. Yeah, it's still up. I'm not really a fan of once a signal pops up that you just get in, but that might have to be the play here if you want to get into Nasdaq. But I'm just gonna wait, you know, or maybe even set a buy stop at these previous highs and then see what happens. But as of right now, I'm good. I'm chilling off it, you know. Don't need to get in. Don't need to get in. All right, let's look at S&P. Let's look at US 30. So this buy price did come, and if you did put your stop loss at break even, although you probably shouldn't have because price did not move 1 to 120. Oh yes, it did. It moved more than 1 to 1. All right, well then I take that back. Well, hold on, let me see. 204. Yeah, this moved 238 points. It moved to the upside. So yeah, this did have to move to stop loss to break even according to my strategy, and now you would have got stopped out and price looks like it's going to the upside. But that actually is the play. If you're still in this, by all means stay in. Like there's no reason for you to get out. Like I still like the stop loss. Well, not right there necessarily. I would probably put the stop loss like right here. But still, like it's still the same issue. Go on to the 30-minute time frame and I'll tell you guys why I'm still looking for that. Hide this real quick. All right, so from this low that price made to this high, the retracement came over to the 61.8. Now it didn't really hit the 71% fib that I would have loved to see, but you know it did some type of work there. So I'm still looking for US 30 to go bullish as well. Same thing with US SPX 500. Same thing with NAS 100. I'm really liking the buy here. I would have really preferred 32540, but if I don't get that, it's okay. I'm still looking for this type of setup on US 30. You could take it either to the equal highs right here, or you could take it to the extension, which I would prefer taking it to extension because US 30, when it goes bullish, it outperforms the rest of them. So this is what I'll be looking for. It's a good risk to reward setup. It's a 1 to 3.86, basically a 1 to 4, if I can get price to come back down here. If you entered the trade right now, then the risk to reward will then change to a 1 to 1.84, which is kind of a 1 to 2, but the stop loss is much greater. So I would definitely rather wait for this. Let's go over here to arbitrage. The 4 hours calling for the sell, but it looked like it rejected off of that mean line. 1 hour time frame. Ooh, this might be the play, guys. Now, although I would have wanted to go in at down here, that's 40 points of past my entry that I would have really wanted. But this might be the play. If price can stay above this upper danger zone right here, then I see no problem with anybody getting to a buy right now. But again, it has to stay it has to stay above this lower danger zone. So what I would say, type of trade, boom. I wouldn't risk that much if you're moving your stop loss that low, but do what you got to do. You're risking 93 points to get 304 points. That's a lot. I like that possibility a lot, but again, guys, you got to be careful. I'm still waiting. I'm still gonna wait for my entry right here. I'm still gonna wait for this entry right here. If price does end up breaking it up to the upside, then I might actually just, get into this buy. I might get into this buy right now, to be quite honest with you. Although I don't like it, I still might get into that buy because I'd rather wait for price to pass the RSI line, like break this RSI line to the upside rather than get in now. But it depends on how things play out. 2 hour time frame still calling for that sell, so that's kind of sketchy actually. 30-minute time frame still calling for a sell from last night, but the 15-minute I'm pretty sure is starting to call for a buy. Yeah, So you would probably want to wait for our arbitrage users. You probably want to wait for this RSI line to break before getting in, and that would be even still like how many pips? Like 31 points. It's still a lot for me personally. I'm still gonna wait for my entry over here at 32,540, but do know that arbitrage is still calling for a buy on the 1 hour. It's never called for the exit yet, and it could still very much make this move to the upside. So that's with US 30. It's going over to tacos. All right, USD Mexican made some equal highs up here. Not really feeling how it did just make these equal highs at this support. Let me see, because I'm pretty sure this goes back pretty far. Yep. Personally speaking, all I see on this move happening is where my dollar signs. See liquidity up here. Price is gonna go and grab it, just like with Euro USD, how it came back to these recent highs. I think that price is really gonna go and grab it and then drop, type of thing. That's what I'm really feeling right now, because even right here, you can still see price made that equal high right here as well. Like, this is just a whole lot of liquidity sitting there, in my opinion. Let me see what, not that. Let me see what point of control is. Price might be coming back down here. Like, I would definitely, I like how price is right there. And if you zoom out a little bit, you can't really see that there's much volume up here. You can't see that there's much liquidity up here, but there's still some amounts, you know. So I'm still gonna wait for that. I'm still waiting for USD Mexican overall, although I still be like, man, if I would have got in, I would have been up nicely from down here. But it's okay, you know. Sometimes you want to be patient. You want to wait for your setups to play out. So gonna see what happens with USD Mexican. And even if I'm like being like from this bullish move all the way to this high, the retest, look where it retested, almost when the retest almost came to, almost not there 100%. So I'm still looking for this to push up, grab this liquidity and then drop. And before I look for any type of long-term buys on USD Mexican, honestly. So gonna wait on this. I'm not gonna rush into the play quite yet. It's going over here to arbitrage. 1 hour time frame called for a false sell, called for the buy, right? Like not right after, but shortly after. So I'm just gonna, I don't even like how the 1 hour looks. Gonna wait on that. 4 hour time frame. Dang, break, retest, continuation. That's what it looks like. But it's rejecting off of that mean line, so that's something. And daily time frame hasn't called for the sell yet, but it might be. It might be if it respects all this right here. It might be dropping. So gonna wait. Not gonna rush into USD Mexican. No reason to. Gonna still practice patience. If you want to get into a sell, arbitrage users, watch the 15-minute time frame. You could definitely find a sell possibility here with the break, retest, continuation. I could see that USD Mexican can fall today. Just let me actually go look at what the DXY looks like right now. It's just showing some bearish candles. Yeah, so could see what happens later on, but not really paying attention to it. I'm leaving it on yellow. Gold. For those that are in my channel, we got into this gold trade yesterday. Didn't quite go all the way up to TP at 125 pips. But we did able to get price to go up 89 pips. We got stopped out at break even, and then price just stopped us out. Then went back up to those same highs. So it's okay, right? Let's go over to gold over here, guys. I've been saying the same thing for how long now? Still have the same idea. I still want price to come up to 1762. Before it drops. Like, I'm just seeing price just steadily climbing up. It's broken this it's broken the line on the daily time frame. This 1, 2, 3, that's the confirmation of the trend. it's broken through that trend and it's showing wicks to that trend now. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this trend line. And I still want to see 1767.966. There's nothing really telling me otherwise than to get into that. Price might even push up to 1777, maybe even 1800. That's a huge possibility. But as of right now, just because price has been so choppy for the past 1, 2, 3, basically 5 days, I'm just gonna chill and wait. Like it's just been in this little range. It's just been in this range for a little bit, just doing whatever it wants. So I just want the breakout to the upside, and then I'll look for sells up there. Quite honest, guys. I'm not going to give any opportunities here technical analysis wise. I don't see any opportunities, but if we go on to arbitrage, again, the 1 hour setup, that's what I saw yesterday. That's the reason why I got in. But everything else, 30-minute, it's already at the upper danger zone, so I wouldn't even get into that. And gold can still respect this upper danger zone on the 4 hour time frame and drop. It can still do that. I'm not watching for it though, personally. I'm just gonna wait and wait what happens to see for 1767, 1770. If you guys want to try to get into any trades, by all means, if your setups allow you to do so, go ahead. But for me, as of right now, I have to wait. I'm just seeing so much choppiness. There's no reason for me to get in, because now all I'm looking for is a breakout to either side. But I really do want 1767.966. I really do want this entry for my continuation sell. Even if I put this up a little bit, let's just say 1775. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for on gold. It's still the same thing, not really paying too much attention to it. All right, Bitcoin did me dirty. No, I'm joking, it didn't. Let me get rid of all this. I think I'm just gonna get fresh eyes. No, you know what? No, I don't need fresh eyes on Bitcoin right now. What I need is, well, yeah, fresh eyes. Let me just get rid of everything. All right, so 4 hour time frame. Right now, price is just chilling at this support that it's made. It's just been chilling right here, and it's been respecting it. What I personally do want to see, just based off of like, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high, kind of still want to see the likes of, let's see here, dang, 48,000 still. Yeah, 48,000 would be such a terrible buy entry for Bitcoin at this point, right? Because it did indeed come up to 62,000. Like after like a little bit, it came to 62,000, dropped, came back up to the range of 60,000, but 60,000 was getting rejected hard. So I'm gonna draw another little zone right here, just to know that like around that 60,000 area is a place that you want to be careful of. And so what I really want to see here is I want price to really grab this liquidity and drop all the way down to 48,500 to give me an entry, and then I'll probably take price up higher, maybe even make a higher high. For those that you do see the structure right here, you can go ahead and try to buy it, but I have a strong feeling that this daily bearish candle is just going to continue for another bearish day or two, down to 48,507. So that's what I'm waiting for on Bitcoin personally. And until price breaks through 43,000, then I really can't say that this is gonna sell. So I'm just gonna wait for that. Like, I do see the structure here. Yes, I'm very much aware of it, but for me to personally buy right here is not ideal for me. Even though if I put out on this fib, I'm gonna still have this right here. Let me actually draw a line so I don't forget. Okay. Even if I would put it from here to here, I would still need to wait for 50,000 to get hit. You see what I'm saying? So instead of waiting for 50,000 to get hit, I'd rather just wait for 48,000 to get hit down here. You feel me? Or if I were to do this fib right here, which I don't even like this, I don't like this idea at all. There we go. If I were to do it from here to here. This can be the play. Look at where it rejected off of, the 71%. It could definitely reject off of here because, to be quite honest, this is a structure. If price holds right here, then I don't see any reason why it wouldn't go. In fact, if you see, look at these other two previous prices. Liquidity probably. Grab the liquidity. Now run off with it. That could be a definite possibility on Bitcoin. So you want to watch for that as well. But, you know, just looking at the daily time frame, and I'm going to go ahead and mute you, Nelson. Sorry. Oh, there you go. Thank you. And so, again, with Bitcoin, I did see that it did come and grab this liquidity right here, the possible liquidity. It could very well jump from here, guys. If you want, you can go ahead and take this trade opportunity. But literally where the stop loss is at is where my entry would be at. Because if price comes back down here, that'd be even nicer. Get the 71% fib. But literally where my stop loss would be for if I got into this entry is where my other entry would be at. I'm just gonna I'd rather just wait. If price wants to do the digital dash and push to the upside, absolutely. Because I do like 64,000 as the next area where Bitcoin's going to go. Maybe even 66,000. 70,000 longer term projection. But like I said, as of right now, 48,500 would be my personal wanted entry versus where it's at right now. Cause I just don't like how price is from right here. That's where it's retesting, and it could definitely go bullish, but I like this move better. So this is what I'm waiting for. By all means, if you want this trade, go ahead. But personally speaking, the way how my patience is, if I can grab this, that'd be great. There we go. 48,500 area is definitely my style, because then the risk reward becomes even better. So yeah, let's see how this plays out, guys. Let's go on over to, I'm gonna watch for this. Ripple is already done his thing. It's hit take profit at 1,231 pips. Sorry, that was hard to say. So let me get rid of this fib right here. And I actually want to really do like a fresh markup on Ripple right now. All right, so Ripple, we can see that it's at this key zone right here, right? It's at this key zone where prices has been rejecting off of, used it as resistance, support at one point in time, just doing a whole bunch of rejections off of here, right? What I really want to see on Ripple at this point in time is I want to be very patient, and I want to wait for it to come up to these highs and try to possibly break them. I'm not going to try to get into any trade right now, especially with the way how Bitcoin is and how I want Bitcoin to go lower. I really just want to see what Ripple is going to do at these highs right here. I'm not going to really try to trade them necessarily, but I am very much bullish on them, right? Have my supply zones that I'm watching for price to go to. I like this W right here. Like I said, I mentioned that to somebody earlier this week. But just going based off of from this low to this high, perfect execution right here for that bullish push to the upside. But what I honestly want to see right now, again, is I want to see what price is going to do, because price can literally just chill from where it's at, from this high to this low. Chill where it's at right now. Look where it's been rejecting off of 78.6, 71%. The sell is definitely possible, and I actually like the sell. I might get into the sell for the short term just because of what I see in Bitcoin, right? Let me see who's in the chat. What the heck? Have you spoken about gold already? Yes, I have, Nelson, and I'll go over it once I'm done with this real quick for you. So yeah, 71% fib, it's been rejected off of, the 78.6 fib has been rejected on the daily twice now. for me to say that prices looks like it could drop, it's definitely a possibility. I actually like to sell, personally speaking, but I gotta wait and see how this daily candle closes. If this daily candle closes like this, then yeah, I definitely like to sell. Possibly back down to these equal lows, or even back down to just like right here. I don't see it as a problem. Back down to these equal lows doesn't seem like a problem to me, because then I'd wait for a stop hunt, then push to the upside again. But that's kind of asking for too much, to be quite honest with you. I'm gonna wait on Ripple, to be quite honest, because I want to see what it does today. Tomorrow I'll give a decision if I get in or not. Let me go on over to arbitrage though. If I go on over to arbitrage, then it might be able to give me more insight. Daily time frame calling for buys since yesterday, so never mind. On the sell, I would definitely be patient on the sell. 4 hour, very much bullish as well. 1 hour time frame, nope, hasn't gone for a sell yet either. 30 minute, not yet. So I'll probably just wait. Yeah, I'd wait. Like if this 1 hour does sell, then maybe I'll look for a shorter term sell. But as of right now, there is nothing telling me to sell Ripple. Let me go on over to gold real quick for you, Nelson. Same analysis, Nelson. Nothing's really changed for me. I just can't personally get into a trade right now on gold. I'm still waiting for 1767 or 1777. I'm still waiting for those prices for me to get into a sell opportunity. So it's the same thing, same analysis. You know what I'm looking for. Nothing's really changed. So Ripple, I'm going to be watching as well. Litecoin. So this is the reason why I didn't want to get into. I didn't want to say anything about Ripple. Let me get rid of all this. So this buy play right here was nice. 70% profits would have been taken by now. But what I'm really looking at for Litecoin as well is that from this previous, so you see that price had a low right here, made a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high type of thing, right? So from this higher low that it made, and it didn't make a higher high, so I can't say that I can't really say it's made a higher high. It's just rejected off of this supply zone pretty nicely, to be quite honest with you. But what I'm really wanting to look at for Litecoin, if this is the retracement that I'm looking for, then I want price to come down to where I have my buy limit at 175.21. It's already hit 61.8, but I still want 175.41 for that possible buy entry. I'll give this another try. And if I do get stopped out again, and then I'll just be like, okay, then I gotta wait. I gotta be patient. I can't try to get in this haphazardly. But this is the reason why I said yesterday, okay, I see an opportunity here, but I'm going to wait. I want to see what price does here. And indeed, price did drop lower than I was expecting, so that is fair enough. And yeah, guys, so I still have 175 as a possible buy entry. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this line right here. I just put that there so I can see. And the possibility of this still happening, well, no, I'm not saying the possibility of this still happening, because it already has happened, and I just want this to continue going bullish until price really breaks 127.03. I can't say that I'm bearish on Litecoin until I see price break this structure right here. I just can't, because and I'm going to go into the daily time frame, and I'll show you why, or a weekly time frame, I should say, because look at where it's at. This is where price made its previous high before it dropped. So if this holds, then I don't really have a reason to be bearish on this, and I'll just continue taking it to the upside, right? But we're almost there. Price, this was definitely a heavy supply zone for Litecoin, so I just gotta be patient and wait for it to do its thing, So that's on with Litecoin. I'm gonna go over to arbitrage. Like I said, arbitrage was warning me. It's telling me, yo, be careful. Price looks like it's going to sell. 4 hour time frame. I had mentioned it. It said I was going to sell, and it did, man. Daily time frame. Now it gave me the sell up here, and I should have been really paying attention of there because I was looking for buys all right here, right here, right here. Price still ended up dropping. So again, like I said, arbitrage was warning me. It did give me multiple warnings. I just chose to ignore it. All right, it's going on over to Ethereum. And as you guys can see, yes, I did change the way how I do the analysis. It's just so that it's more uniform. All USD related pairs are at the top. Then you have GB pairs down here, which is GU, GAGJ. Then you have Euro AUD, Euro GBP, and Euro NZD. So there's that. Ethereum, kind of the same thing, guys. Not even kind of. It is the same thing. My stop loss did get a hit on Ethereum, so I'm just like, okay, we're good. 945 pip stop loss. It got hit, but that was from last. That was like a trade from last week, like I mentioned. And it's this same thing, guys. Same thing as with Litecoin. If I'm taking it from this higher low to this, not higher high, but from that low to this high, then I want to see price come to 1481.13 to give me an entry for a possible move to the upside. Only time that I'd really consider to say that, okay, Ethereum is starting to be bearish is when this structure right here gets broken. Well, not that structure. This structure down here at like the 10,000, that the 1,000 area gets broken. That's when I'll be like, okay, that's when I'll start to look for bearish possibilities. And I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this over here. Oops, didn't need that third one. And then boom. Even right here, like, I still do see this as a main, demand zone. Like, this is where what previous all-time highs were on Ethereum, and so price is rejected off of that. I would love for price to come back down here. Now, it's not necessarily at my fibs that I want it to be at, but I would definitely love for price to come back down here, retest the previous all-time highs. Just gonna draw that zone out much better. So 4-hour time frame. Again, I already have the alert set. This was already something that I had already pre-planned, and it's just going over it right now. So 1480 to 1485 is where I'm going to be looking at for my buy opportunities on Ethereum. And so let's go on over to arbitrage daily time frame. It's starting to show that sell sentiment. It's under the RSI line. It's starting to show that sell sentiment. 4-hour time frame, like I had mentioned yesterday, it's been telling us to get out the sell. Would have been a nice break, retest, continuation. I should have listened. 1-hour time frame, it could be setting up for a buy, but I don't trust that buy, because personally speaking, what I would want to see on Ethereum if I was looking for sells is, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know what I'll be looking for, short-term sells, retrace to 1762, drop. So that's what I'm looking at for Ethereum. But overall, I want the buys, so I'm gonna be patient with it. It's going over to GPUSD. Dang, I knew I should have talked about this sooner. So my my analysis from Monday is playing out on GU. It's hit that buy box. If you got in, then yeah, this is for the swing. This is for the swing personally. I still think that price could come up to the upside. This is the swing opportunity. I'm just gonna let that lay in bed and rest for that swing opportunity. If you got in, congratulations. You got a better entry than well, actually, I think I have it still set, so it should have activated on my MT4. But based off of current price action on the smaller time frames, this is very much bearish on the smaller time frames. I don't trust the smaller time frames. If I'm looking for sales right now, which is not what I'm looking for, tell you that much right now, I'd have to wait for a price to come into 1.38229 and then make a lower low. You know, that's what I would have to look for me to get into a GU sell. That's not what I'm looking for, though. Like I mentioned, I've been looking for this long-term buy, so I'm sorry that it's not a intraday trade. It's not a lot of intraday trades that I'm seeing right now at this point that sit well with me. You know, I haven't really got into anything except for S&P. If it comes back to an entry, then sure, I'll get into that. But GU, same thing, guys. Like, I've been looking for this long-term buy, and so it's been active. My limit right here has been activated. If I would have talked about it sooner, then you would have probably got that entry. But let's go on over to arbitrage and see what it did. This is something I tried yesterday. Okay, so 1 hour time frame, definitely on bullish. With 15 minutes setting up for the buy, 30 minutes setting up for the buy, 4 hour definitely bearish. Daily time frame, it might call for a sell today, and if it does, then I can't even try to buy this if this DXY is gonna pull out like this. So gotta be careful with GU for sure. But other than that, yeah, guys, this buy long term, I've been looking for it, but the way how the DXY, that daily time frame is looking, I gotta be careful, because that thing could really buy and then just leave me out in the dust. So that's for GU. And GA, not really gonna talk much about GA, except I'm waiting for one of these to still happen. I'm still waiting for the breakout on either side to happen before I look for any type of GA opportunities. So I'm gonna say GBP JPY, so close. Oh no, it's so close. If it doesn't hit my limit order, I'm gonna be hurt. But yeah, still waiting for this GJ setup to play out. Again, guys, I'm not really looking for intraday moves on GJ. I'm really looking for this to push to the downside to come to 148.917. If that doesn't get hit, how many pips? About 20 pips. If it doesn't do that 20 pip drop from that recent low, I'm gonna be hurting. But yeah, yeah, same thing. Like 4 hour caught for the sell up here. Like I mentioned, I tried this out yesterday. Played myself. Not really though. 15-minute time frame. That's probably the only thing I would say that I would look for a possible buy. But other than that, I really wanted this 71% fib, and I'm gonna wait for that. And guys, one thing that I forgot to mention, and one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't realize, if my swings, I don't see buy opportunities, or if I don't see the opportunities that I like for a swing trade, most likely I'm not going to get into an intraday trade, because if I get into a swing trade, then it'll just be adding positions for me on the intraday type of thing, you know? So I just wanted to point that out. And Euro AUD stalked me. Well, I didn't get in, but, well, actually I did get in personally, but I didn't tell anybody else to get in. Price pushed to the upside, did some nice wick fishing right now. I'm going to leave it alone. You know, it came off of this high demand zone. I'm going to leave it alone, not really touch it. I'm going to be just watching it, personally speaking. Euro GBP, this almost hit stop loss, but it really didn't. It just came up to these equal highs, grabbed some liquidity, then dropped. So if you're still in this, still hold that trade. Euro NZD, this massively came in, hit stop loss, 111 pips. So just gonna wait on EN as well. The Euro pairs, I'm really just kind of like iffy on them right now, to be quite honest with you. Like, if I'm looking for anything on this at this point on the lower time frames, I'd have to wait for a price to come literally to my possible entry on EA at 1.54118, and then I'd get into a buy. And so this is what I'm talking about right here. Because this is where it started at. Or even like lower, 1.53939, you know? That's why I'll be looking at. But for EA, glad I didn't tell anybody to get in it, because it was just iffy to me. So yeah, gonna wait and see how this plays out. It could possibly even just keep going like how EA usually does. It'll just literally just keep going. It's like, oh no, I'm sorry. You should have got in me when I had the chance. No, I'm joking. So yeah, waiting for this to happen. Is there any questions on here? I feel like I've been on here a while. Yeah, I've been on here for like almost an hour and some. So, but is there any other questions on these pairs? EG, I'm still gonna hold it. EN, yeah, this bad boy went crazy. If I was looking for entries, I'd have to wait for price to come back to like 1.66265, and just to prove that, yeah, I'd have to wait for price to get to 1.66139 even. So. No questions, comments, or concerns. All right, guys. Well, thank you for hopping on. I do appreciate it. The playback will be posted very shortly. And let's make some money. Later, y'all. That was a terrible ending. It's all right, though. I'm not even tripping. Ooh, I forgot. This is why I don't like